Alright, it's finally time for another update on this apartment building custom thing that I've been working on for a little bit. It has been a while since the last update, and there's a good reason for that. This update feels a bit different from the last two, because there's a different backstory for sure. The last couple times I was like, this is going slow but steady. No creative blocks along the way. Everything has felt pretty organic and such. This time, definitely not the case. Big time creative block with this one over the past week, more than a week actually, that I was very much stuck in one place, and it got bad. It got to the point where I almost gave up on not the building, but a couple of my key requirements, self-imposed requirements for this design. I just was not making any progress. I tried a number of different things. Obviously, this is still a work in progress. Stuff is not done. Don't worry about that. There's a lot of stuff here that is not done. The tracks are missing to the side. The posts holding up the overhang are undersized, not in their final positions and all, but this is just where things are now. But yeah, I had a lot of trouble getting that third floor, that topmost floor, to be shaped the way I wanted it to be, to have the design elements that I wanted from the very beginning, because, as I mentioned last time, I kind of messed up with the ground floor and the floor above it being symmetrical as viewed from the front. That really threw me off, because from the very start I wanted at least one of these floors to look skewed, to be rotated, at least as viewed from one angle. You'd have one face of it just completely skewed and not parallel with or perpendicular to the street. And I also wanted to have windows that were sticking out, that were angled outward or downward, a large pane of them, a large run of them. And those things just were not working. I couldn't for the life of me come up with a solution that would work with the already symmetrical beginning to all of this down below. Finally got to a point where I broke through that big problem I was having, and I made good progress. And I'm back to the point of being happy with where I'm at this point. Obviously, still a ton more work needs to be done, but I was able to get that good angle from the top and also from the side for that whole run of windows there for the third floor. I haven't decided yet whether to split that up into two apartments or to have it to be one really big one up on top. I think I'm going to go for two, but it is a little bit awkward where the elevator comes up. The elevator is going to come up right near the edge on this side, and the one door with the door frame there that is not angled out is actually able to accommodate people going in and out there, but that's only going to be employee access to help maintain this green balcony out here. That is not a tenant balcony to be used. It's just a place that provides some greenery to the city and helps to convert a little bit of CO2 to oxygen, and also helps with the cooling of the place, or at least temperature regulation. Now, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with the roof. I'm thinking about raising the edges, having raised edges all the way around a little bit, but I don't want that to stick up too much. I definitely don't want to have just this big flat black surface, and I don't want to have large HVAC, air conditioning and heating units up on top that stick up too far, that are too visible from the street. So I want to do something to hide those. Certainly I can put them on this second level, this lower level. Obviously these things are not all connected right now, but there's this offset, there's a little bit of step that is very intentional, and things will get filled in around the edges and such as work continues. But that's a primary place to help hide away some machinery that'll be up on top. But I haven't decided whether to do anything else beyond that. I've considered bringing the elevator shaft all the way up to the roof, having tenant access to the roof, maybe for doing little parties and such, little get-togethers. I've considered that. I've not settled on it though. It's more likely that I will not do that. But the overall shaping is the most important thing to me. Shaping and colors. Again, not happy with the large area of black. There's a little bit too much analogy right now between this flat side of this place with so much dark red and the building that I made out there, with the dark red and the black roof. So that'll need to be changed up a little bit. I think I'm okay with how flat this place is on this side. It feels artful to me. It feels like it was done on purpose. It's disruptive. The whole building is supposed to play tricks on your mind, especially if you really need symmetry in your life. This is intended to mess that up and to offend the eyes in some ways. I think I may actually change out this one little side window frame to white so that that'll stand out just a little bit more. And then I've also considered having something sticking out from this wall, like attached to it, but sticking out as a partial canopy or something that'll also be a geometric element out there hanging out a little bit with some different angles to help with the overall disruption of it. But then I don't want to get in the way of that nougat slash there, which is composed of both upside down and right side up building. You can see a little bit of the seam there between the two because I don't have any inverted slopes. I'm not sure if they've made them yet, but I don't have any inverted slopes in that medium nougat color, so I had to go upside down for that, and hopefully I'll be able to tie things together decently well up towards the top so you won't see the gaps quite as easily. But I mean, it's not that bad. I don't have all the lights on right now, but it's not that bad. But most importantly, I got that front face of the upper floor to be angled away from the street a little bit, and I'm happy with the greenery up on top. I'll probably add some more detail to that just a little bit, but I like the color there, and definitely synergizes with the trans green around the pool, with the slightly organic theme. Might have some more plants, might put a little bit of plant work on top. Not the whole thing will be covered, just for a similar concept. Might put some solar panels up there. We'll see. But this is where I'm at now. You can still see through there, once this gets built up more and the full inner walls are placed in there, and you won't see all that light coming straight through. And before this is completed, before I move on to other builds, I will do a detailed interior on that. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure that many viewers are looking forward to that as well. The little details that help things to come alive. Even though most of the time you won't see it, I am personally motivated to work on that this time before I move on. So this won't be like the Blau house where, the most important thing to me was to add something into the space, or the Octan factory over there. Most important thing was to get the exterior shape to take up some space. In this case, I mean, that's again an important thing, but I just personally want to do the interior soon, so I will. That's where I'm at right now. It's been, like I said, just a little bit of a rough week for this project, in that sense of sitting down at the workspace and trying things and getting absolutely nowhere, taking everything apart that I just did and redoing and sitting and staring at the thing for hours and just not getting any inspiration. Finally, it all broke apart in good ways, and this is pretty much what I've been looking forward to having here. Need to do the next level of detail and get the edges filled up, gaps filled up and such, and then start working on more interior walls. I think I have the middle floor interior walls set up properly as they're going to be. I will keep them double thick in most places. That's very important to be able to attach things into the walls without having the attaching pieces like possible headlight bricks and other such showing through to other rooms or into hallways and such. But that'll all be worked out, and if I have any opportunities to open up a little bit more space to use on the inside, I will. Obviously I want as much space as is reasonably possible, but I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to make anything look bad just to add an extra single stud of space. So that's that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience, and as always, I will keep you updated whenever there's anything worth seeing. Talk to you again soon.